Good afternoon, everyone. This is my second video on my report. My report, it's all about the affective domain. In affective domain, there are 5 subdomains are included. First is receiving, second is responding, third is valuing, fourth is organizing, and the last one is characterization. On my first video, we already discussed what are those 5 subdomains are included. But this afternoon, we discuss what is a characterization. What is characterization? Characterization by a value or value complex, a person demonstrates self-reliance, industry, punctuality, honesty, and self-discipline in working independently, which is to act consistently in accordance to the values he or she has internalized. Characterization is in the highest level of the 5 subdomain because after you organize, we should to revise or to be rated high in the value. If you can see this triangle, the 5 subdomain of affective domain are moving from the lowest level to the highest level. And now, let us proceed on how to construct the affective domain. If you can see this triangle, the 5 subdomain are moving from the lowest order to the highest order. If you can see, receiving is in the lowest level. After receiving, responding is in the second level. Third is valuing. Fourth is organization. And the last one is characterization. If you can see, characterization is in the highest level. From the receiving, we should to paying attention and being aware. We should to listen carefully from the word deliver. After receiving, we should to proceed the next level which is responding. Responding means we should to react or to respond what the receiver or deliver. For example, having a conversation or participating in a group discussion. After responding, we should give the value or valuing. Is ability to see the worth of something and express it. So which means, for example, proposing a plan to improve team skills. After you give the value from the responding, we should to organize or organization. The focus of this level is comparing, relating, and assessing values. Let them control or guide your behavior. After organize, we should to characterize or characterization. Characterization is the highest level of the affective domain. It is about internalizing value. Let them control or guide your behavior. For example, you spend time for your family and you make friends based on your personality and not looks. That is why receiving to characterization is very important on the affective domain. It is one of the biggest things to construct The affective domain. This is the sample test construction based on affective domains of behavioral objectives. Direction. Multiple choice. Choose the letter of the correct answer and write it in the space provided before the number. Number 1 question. It refers to the history of history. A. History. B. Historiography. C. Historia. D. Historians. The correct answer is letter B. Question number 2. Knowledge acquired through inquiry is called blank. A. History. B. Historiography. C. Historia. D. Historians. The correct answer is letter C. Question number 3. Which of the following is not belong to the group? A. Memorabilia. B. Artifacts. C. Textbook. D. Minutes. The correct answer is letter C. Question number 4. It refers to the examination of physical feature of the evidence. Letter A. Internal criticism. B. External criticism. C. A and B. D. None of the above. The correct answer is letter B. Question number 5. The following statements are the importance of history, except letter A. Lesson from the past can be used to make sense of the present. Letter B. Learning of the past mistake can help people to not repeat the same. C. Being reminded of a great past can inspire people to keep their good practices to move forward. Letter D. Past is past, never discuss. The correct answer is letter B. Number 6. Which of the following statements talks about primary source? Letter A. Produced by an author who used textbook. B. Sources produced at the same time as an event or period. Z. Examination of the context of the evidence. Letter D. The practice of verifying authentically by physical characteristics. The correct answer of number 6 is letter B. Question number 7. External criticism is two types of ink. Internal criticism is blank. A. Quality of paper. B. Truthfulness of evidence. C. Language use. And letter D. Word use. The correct answer is letter B. Question number 8. How biologists and biochemists can help in study to the past? Letter A. Through examining artifacts from bygone era to study ancient civilization. B. Through studying the living organism and relate it to the past. C. Through analyzing genetic and DNA patterns of human societies. And letter D. All of the above. The correct answer is letter C. Question number 9. How archaeologists can help in study the past? A. Through examining artifacts from bygone era to study ancient civilization. B. Through studying the living organism and relate it to the past. C. Through analyzing genetic and DNA patterns of human societies. Letter D. All of the above. The correct answer is letter A. Question number 10. Why is verifying of authenticity of the evidence through examining the internal and external. A. To avoid deception. B. To avoid bluffing. C. To avoid misleading. And letter D. All of the above. The correct answer is letter D. If you can see the sample test, this question is called receiving. And this is one are called responding. Responding from the receiving. So after responding, we should to give the value. What are those meaning of this? After giving the value or meaning, we should to organize what are the correct answer of this multiple choice. After organize, we should to select one. What is the right answer of this question? And the correct answer is letter B. That is why the 5 subdomain of affective domain are very important on how to constructing the affective domain.